I still cannot process that it's almost 2023 already. And every year it's exactly the same. Months go by, time flies, and by the end of December, you sit and think to yourself, where did this year go, right? But we're going to change that. Hi, hello, namaste, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're new, hi, I'm Tanaya. And today we are talking about a few things that you can do to make 2023 your year. So let's get started. Today we will talk about a bunch of things. So in order to simplify the process, let's divide today's video in 3 separate sections. The first section will be about the things that you can add to your routine, which will really help you with the glow up process and help you make the most of the next year. The second section will be about introspection and planning and how you can make those plans happen. And then the third section will be about the things that you need to let go of or you need to change before you enter 2023 so that it will help you stay in the right zone, right? And if you're watching this video in January or in the month of February of 2023, it still doesn't matter. You can still let go and change things. So coming to the first section, things that you need to add to your routine. In order to make things happen, you need discipline. And for discipline, you need a routine. So if you do not have a routine, this is your cue to plan a routine, make a routine for yourself that works for you, make it personalized. If you're not a morning person, you don't have to be a morning person. If your brain works the best at midnight, plan accordingly, make a routine accordingly, right? So the first thing that you can add to your routine is making your bed. As simple as that, right? I love to make my bed the first thing in the morning. It just sets me in the right zone and, it gets my body moving. It wakes up my mind. So yeah, just get into the habit of doing this the first thing in the morning and it will really help you with the productivity throughout the day. So do that. The second thing that you can add to your routine is practicing 2 minutes of mindfulness. Just 2 minutes, right? If you're into meditation and if you can sit for 20 minutes, that's great. But if not, then what I prefer doing is I take a bath, I get dressed for work, and then I just sit for 2 minutes. I set a timer for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, depending on the time that I have. And then I just focus on my breath. That's it. Till the timer rings, all I'm doing is focusing on my breath. It just calms me down, calms my anxiety down. It is really good for my mental health and it just gets me a little more focused. Otherwise, my mind is everywhere. I'm thinking about the things that I didn't do. I'm thinking about the things that I need to do. So instead of that, just set a timer before you go out to work or whenever you find the time and just focus on your breath for that particular period of time. 2 minutes is not a really long time and I believe that you can do that. So yeah, start implementing this in your routine. And if possible, you can also keep random alarms in your phone and every time that alarm rings, you can practice a little mindfulness if that is possible for you. Otherwise, 2 minutes a day is good enough for beginners. The third thing that you need to add to your routine is reading one book every month. 30 days, one book. Not a big deal, not a big goal. And if you're a beginner, you can start with small books such as The Little Prince or Jonathan the Seagull. These are really good books and hardly 100 pages and not that expensive as well. So these are budget friendly. Start with small books if you're not into reading, but if you are into reading, you really need to set targets for yourself because I have noticed every time I stop reading, it kind of makes my creativity and imagination a little rusty. And I really don't like that. So if you really want to glow up and get better, reading is a habit you really get into. So yeah, start reading a book. And one more thing that you can add to your routine is practicing no phone policy before bed. It is something that everybody talks about, but I know it is really hard to practice it. But you need to understand that using phone when you're going to sleep is really detrimental for your health because you're consuming too many stimuli and it's going to get into your head. It's going to impact your subconscious mind and you won't have that deep, good sleep, So just keep your phone aside half an hour prior to going to sleep and then maybe practice some mindfulness or maybe practice gratitude. Think about all the things that went well, went in your favor throughout the day, or maybe be grateful for your health, be grateful for the health of your loved ones. And if not that, then maybe you can start reading while you're going to sleep. I love doing that. And especially if you're someone who has a very hectic day or unpredictable day, you can start practicing this. It will really tick off 2 things from your routine. It will help you go to bed without your mobile phone and it will also help you with reading. So yeah, you can do this, but do not use your phone. Now coming to the second part of the video, that is introspection and planning. It's important to understand that in order to go forward, you first need to understand and assess where you are and how far you've come. So the first question I would like you to ask yourself is, How was my past year and what would I like to change about it? Write down about your past year's experiences, lessons, and learnings, and then write down a few things that you would like to change about it, and then start implementing that in your future. So this will really help you get a direction and understand what would you like to change. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, what are my priorities for this year? Everyone's priorities can be different. Yours can be health, yours can be spending more time with your loved ones, it can be giving more time to your passion projects, right? But whatever your priorities are, it's important to understand them and be aware of them. Otherwise, there's so much to do and so much to think about that we get lost, and in the end, we don't prioritize the things that are important to us. So yeah, write down your priorities. And finally, the third question is going to be about your goals. What are my goals? Write down 3 goals, and then in front of all your goals, write down why these goals. It's important to understand your why. The why is your foundation. Why are you doing this? Why are you working on these goals? Because that is what will keep you going, because you won't see progress all the time, and the why will help you continue. So yeah, write down 3 goals, write down their whys in front of them, and then keep it in front of you so that you always get reminded as to why you're doing it, and it will really help you out. And last but not the least, let's talk about the third section of the video. That is the things that you need to get done before you enter 2023. The first thing that I would suggest is organizing. Organize so that there's less mess around you when you enter the next year. Organize your wardrobe. Donate the clothes that you don't use anymore. Organize your documents, right? So that you know where your important documents are. Organize your bedside table. Just organize things. Get into the right zone. The second thing that I would suggest is managing your finances. It's important to understand where your money goes. So make a Google sheet and make separate columns for your subscriptions, for your EMIs, for your bills, for your recharges, right? And then you will have a budget with you, which will help you understand how much money will be spared with you to spend on investments, on savings, and spend on your wants and desires. It will really simplify your life. So yeah, manage your finances. The third thing that I would suggest is buy a planner. The second section that we discussed about, introspection and planning, will be made so much easier if you just buy a planner. It will automatically provide you with a set of questions and practices, and it will also provide you with really good options such as what is your reading list or what is your series list, the series that you are waiting to watch or want to watch. It's just very interesting. So yeah, invest in a planner. And the last thing that you need to get done before entering 2023 is letting go. This is an emotional/spiritual thing, but you need to let go of people, incidents, and memories that hurt you, that made you question your worth, that brought you down. You do not deserve it. So let it go. Understand that everything happens for a reason, and trust that good things are coming. Let it go. Just let it go. And yeah, that is it. That is all that I had for you today. I hope this video added some value to your lives. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Till then, lots of love, lots of warmth, and lots of blessings. Peace. Bye.